Right, so I'll be sharing my screen now. I think I'm sharing my desktop. Then let me open the work page. All right. Let's see. I'm almost done with my. I think I'm done with the processing of my data sets for the DSL bootcamp. It's just waiting for me to train the model.
Oh boy. It is well.
It's nothing. I dropped like 3 columns out of that data set.
The one with many empty listening, many missing
Yeah.
values. Right?
So I dropped based on it has so many no values and you cannot really explain the model. So just drop
Yeah. So you said to do deep analysis, right?
it. Yeah.
Right.
So let me log in to okay. So in the last class I talked about some scripts. I talked about this particular script. It is short and very useful. If you watched it, if you have watched the videos and you should have seen where I talked about this script called missing dates and why it is really, really important. This is the class we did on finding percentage of Wednesdays in a century. Alright, so this is what we talk about today. So if you have it, let's go and download this one. So click on Upstairs column. Okay, sorry. Where is it? Where do I have the script again? Let me solve fast because I don't know where I'm trying to get the scripts. Okay, this is it. BOPR. So let's put it about BOPR. So so BOPR. Okay. Now it's very simple and short and simple and short. So what is this guy doing? You know what BOBR means, right?
Business opportunity, business risk.
Mm. Okay, so this this is the whole script. So if you are reading this script, I'm going to start from here, which is the first select. This is what is going to first look. Oh, when we have a nested query here. Then this next select is going to pick from this one. And after this one has picked on this, then this is going to pick on this. So let's start from the bottom. So like a bottom up reasoning now. So let's look at what this guy is doing. So this guy here is picking from a table called CBG trans 19, then CBG trans 20. So we just needed, okay, information. So this table stores the information of 2019. This one stores um, details of 2020. This is so I don't want to really uh, talk in depth about this table, so let's just keep it like that. You know. So let's say there's a table contains function of customer. So you have customer ID. So we are selecting customer ID from that table. Then each customer, what's that? Wow. Is it raining at your side?
It's red, but that stops now.
Stop here too, but it's just that.
The thunder,
So
right?
this, yes, yes. So it's picking customer ID, which is unique for each customer. Then followed by it is a case statement. So this case statement, we are going to end it and call the case statement status. Then you want to call some TX amount. That is, this wants to generate the sum of transaction amount for a particular customer. Now, what is this case statement doing? Now, this case statement is checking if TX date, transaction date, is between 1st of May 2019 and 30th of April 2020. I think this is a year now. So that's like they said, okay, call it a year ago. Also, when TX date is between 1st of 2020, 1st of May 2020 and 31st of May 2020. So then current month. So this script was run as at, let's say, June 1st, 2020. So that the person will be able to get the information as at 31st of May 2020. Do you understand? So as at June 1st, 2020, so we are considering May, the month of May as current month. Then anything below May, which is 30th of April 2022, like 1st of May 2019, consider it a year ago. Now, that's the reason we are combining this CBG underscore trans underscore 19 and 20, because I want to pick information in 2019 and then I want to pick in 2022. So now, so also here, I need the sum of transaction amount as per customer and call it volume from this particular table. Then I have to put this here close because I'm picking two tables. So how do I want to connect these two tables? I want to connect it using what? The customer ID. This is the way of doing the kind of inner join. So now, where this condition and what? And TX date between 1st of May 2019 and 31st of May 2020, because the case statement that I'm considering here is from 1st of May 2019 to 31st of May 2020. So I don't necessarily need all the information up to this date. But if I don't specify this particular statement, it doesn't matter. Your query is still run. Your query is still run because it's just that you don't have um you have a description for transaction that falls outside that range. That's why I just have to
Can you,
put this guy.
can you take it again from that song of total amounts? I be transaction amounts. I didn't really get it down.
Some transaction amount is taking the sum of, so there's a column called TX amount that contains the transaction amount a person made. Maybe he transferred money to someone like this. So the amount of transaction you made, maybe it's 5,000 naira. So it contains this particular column. So they call it volume. Volume. So the whole cocoa is inside the goodbye now, the goodbye statement. So CXDs is speaking from a year ago, that's between 1st of May 2019 to 30th of April 2020. Then we have another CXD speaking with just 1 month, which is 1st of May 2020 and 31st of May 2020. So we call this guy current month. We call this one a year ago because it's actually between a period of 12 months. So where cost A dot cost ID is equals to B dot cost ID, that is, this is the condition that's connecting these two tables together, and TX date between this period, because that's the period I'm considering from 1st of May 2019 to the 1st of May 2020, as you can see here. Then I'm saying that group by cost ID. Group by cost ID. So it means I need this information as at customer level. Then also group by this case statement. That is, what I'm trying to say is that group by status. I should have, you might be thinking that I should have written group by cost ID, comma, status. But in this sense, this query might not really run if I should do that. I have to call the whole of the the command that make up uh, this status column. Do you understand? So let me give you an instance. So this one, so let me just highlight this particular first query. So this first query start from here and it ends here. So this particular case, it starts here and ends here. As you can see, did you see how I highlighted it? Maybe I should have
Yeah,
highlighted it
yes,
from.
yes.
Let me highlight it with after this bracket, before this bracket. So because actually it started from here, because the first and close of the bracket then to the closing of the bracket here. So so the reason why I'm calling this OK statement, what I'm actually saying is that I'm grouping by cost ID and I'm grouping by status code. So if you have what you are trying to achieve here is that, okay, give me as a customer level and give me the grouping by this case statement. So I'm going to have, okay, customer, a particular customer that started a year ago, and customer that started maybe a month ago also. So if the T exists at this level, give me the sum of transaction um, using this conditional statement. So give me the sum of transaction a particular customer made between this period and also between this period. Do you understand at all?
Yes, but that status is for what actually?
This status is the column name for this particular case statement.
Okay, 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 okay.
So if you see inside this goodbye statement, I put goodbye customer ID, which is the first column, and also goodbye status. So instead of me to put status, I put this whole of case statement that represent the status. So let's come to. I think there's a better way you should be able to do this, but let me see whether sometimes I know it's somehow like that. So I'll tell you what the reason why that person puts that in there now. So let's use the let's use the employees table. So let me double click on the SQL HR table too. So I just want to try and so let me do something that is similar to what you are doing here. So select employee ID. So select employee ID, comma. Then I want to so I want to salary range of some people into high, average, and low. So let me just say select minimum salary, comma, maximum salary. Please, is right? Okay. Now I'll now say okay. Select employee ID, comma. I write a case statement. Case when um when salary is below, let's say 50,000, and I'll call it low salary. Then I'll say let me when then I'll say let me just put else high salary. I'll say end as salary. What should I call it? Salary range. Sha. End as I didn't put this in quotes. End as salary range. Then okay, then I want to do another thing. Then I want to select okay, maybe I want to select what should I select again, sef? In this case. Uh maybe that's just it. Maybe that's just it. Salary range. Then look at this now. Put I have to put an aggregating function there so that it will better explain this thing. Uh, let me see what is in the employees table. Select star from employees. Uh, let me end this one now. Okay. I have this result. Let me say select office ID instead of employee ID. Select office ID, then select this, and I'll say okay, comma sum of salary. I'll call it sal total. Um, employees. It's I said group by. So let's say if I want to group by office ID and salary range now. Group by office ID. Let me go group by office ID. Let's see what's going to happen. You have this. Have this. Let me put office ID. Let me see what's going to happen. And so that this is going to work. I don't like this. So let me set something in SQL. Set full, uh, I've forgotten how to set this thing again. How to set full goodbye? It's not on. Full goodbye is not on. It's supposed to accept full goodbye. Setting full in my SQL. Let me just okay. Set SQL. Set SQL mode is equals to only full goodbye. I think that's what I'm supposed to write. Only full goodbye. I think that should solve my problem. Set SQL mode is equals to I'm not sure that this is correct. Let me see. Because that's supposed to give me an error. If I don't put a goodbye clause and I'm using this thing, only full goodbye. Okay. Let's kind of commute. Okay. So let me just put that in quotes. Okay. So let's try and run this again. You can see this brought an error because I didn't put a full goodbye. So let me do goodbye. So from employees, then I'll put goodbye office ID. And still gave me an error because if I'm using this aggregating function and I'm calling several other columns along with it, I have to go by this particular column called salary range. Now, so if I want to go by salary range, if I say okay, comma salary range, salary underscore range. Let me run this now. You can see that it ran it, right? Are you there?
Yes, I can see it.
So, but in Oracle SQL, you might not really do this. This thing might not really run. Then, what this guy did here might be what you're going to do. So let's replace this. Let me copy this now and replace this salary with this case statement. This salary range with this statement using what he did here. So I'm going to just copy this guy, replace it with salary range here. So let me run it again. You can see it still gave me the same result. So you can do that and you can do this. Sometimes you might not be able to do this. You have to call the whole statement and all that. So you can see what this guy did. He did a goodbye for the office ID. And you can have office ID, low salary, and the salary total for the low salary also. Office ID for high salary and the salary total also. So you just go by office ID, also go by the salary range, and you have the sum of salary as regards that grouping also. So all this one is just telling you that they are they are what's that? They are employees in the department 2 that has low salary, and there are employees in department office 2. So let me use department that also has high salary. This corresponding column now give me the sum total of those employees that earn low salary and the sum total in that office that earns high salary. Do you understand?
Yes.
So the same logic also follows from this script here. So you are grouping by the customer ID. Then I want to group by the status also. So give me uh group by this particular um, column, which is status, as per a year ago and as per current month. So for a particular customer, it's going to give me the sum of TX amount the person made a year ago and the sum of transaction amount for a particular current month that we are considering in this frame here. Okay, that's by the way. Remove this guy now. Continue to extend. So from this whole select statement I have here, we have this select statement building on it. So what's this next select statement saying? Okay, this one is saying select cost ID from this select. You know, cost ID has already been selected in this place. So select cost ID from this guy. Then, okay, what do I need? I need to do something like this. Sum. Then, first of all, decode. Okay, let's come inside out. Decode status. Now, so decode status a year ago. Put a year ago here. Then, so what I'm saying that okay, take status, the column status. If it is a year ago, put the volume. Hello, are you with me?
But that the code is for what?
It's just like an if else statement. So go to column status. If it is this, are you with me?
Yes. Yes.
Put put the volume that correspond. You know, we use transactions, some of transaction we call
Transaction
them
for
volume.
volume.
So
Yes.
if for the column status, if you find it to be a year ago, put the corresponding volume. But if it is null, if you can't find volume, if it is null, put 0. Then call it a separate column called a year ago. Then this guy is going to sum it in that regard. So we are going to get a sum for uh we are going to get the sum pertaining to this particular column using status as a condition here. Also, decode status again. If it is current month, put it as volume. Else, if it is not, put it as 0. Give me the sum, put it as current month from this guy. So from this guy, we have another column called cost ID a year ago and current month. So I think this might be looking a little bit confusing. let me see the way I can explain this guy for you so that you can catch this. Um, so this is it. Let me split my screen so that I can catch it. So let me go to. Can you see clearly, Sha?
Yes, I can see it.
So now this is the full picture. I know you'll be wondering that when we have already done this, why are we doing this again? You might be wondering. So this is what is happening at the background. It's actually difficult to explain stuff like this just that way. So I'll,
Theoretically.
mm. So this is what is happening at the background. You have a table. So let this guy just finish with it. Can I just hide this chart? Okay, let me just. I want to just hide this guy. So let me take this like this. So this first, let me play this. This first, the first select statement as this particular guy that is here, this one here, is checking through that table. Give me cost ID. Give me cost ID. So let me call it CID. So let's say this is Olayanju Richard. Sorry, don't say Olayanju. Let's say customer ID 1010. Now there's a column called what? Status. Now this column status is saying that when T exists between this and this, put it as what? A year ago, right?
Yes.
Now your table contains daily data sets. Daily data sets. So it means in within this guy, if I'm a customer that usually transact like every day, I used to transact. So in this case, let's say I'm the customer that has customer ID 010, and I used to transact every day. So as regards this statement, I'm going to have what we call um so for as regards this statement, first of all, it finds any transaction made between this particular year period. It's going to give, okay, whether a year ago, it's going to put a year ago like this. So for this guy, if I'm the one with customer ID 010, it's going to put a year ago in 365 places. So I'm going to have 010 a year ago, 010 a year ago in 365 places. Then by the time it gets to this second case statement too, I'm going to have 010 current month in how many places? 31 places, because that one is between 1st of May to 31st of May, right? Now,
Yes.
this one is now okay. This one is called status. Now, this one is saying some TX amount volume. Some TX amount volume is telling me to okay, the amount of transaction I did, give me the sum. So there's going to be a column called volume, VOL. Now, I'm not saying that okay, group by cost ID, fine. Then I'm not saying also group by what is it called? Current month. Oh no, sorry. Group by a year ago, group by current month. So it's by the time I do the group by, obviously I'm going to have this whole table here. This whole table here. I'm going to have something like this. Customer ID. Then for customer ID 010, I'm going to have 010 for status. I'm going to have a year ago like this. A year ago. I'm going to have volume that corresponds to the transaction I did a year ago. Let's say 10,000 or 10 million. Then I'm going to have customer ID 010 again, called what? A month ago. Is it? No, not a month ago, current month. Then I'm going to have the transaction I made in current month, let's say 30,000. So I'm going to have it like this for each and every customer. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
Now, coming to this second one here. So from this second one, what this one is going to do is that it's going to select customer ID from this resulting table that I have here underneath here. It's going to select customer ID. Let me go for this one that is on top. I think we are done with this part. So it's going to select customer ID from this resulting table that is underneath here. So logically, for each customer, I'm going to have each customer appear 2 times logically, unless in that current month there's a particular customer that didn't transact at all. Do you understand? But logically, you're supposed to have 2 customer ID appear 2 times, one for a year ago, one for a month, one for current month, unless there's a particular customer didn't transact in in what, the current month, or even have not transacted and done any transaction in a year and a month. So this one is now saying, okay, the select cost ID. Okay, I'm going to have another column cost ID. So let's say for customer ID 010, as you can see in the table below. Then do a decode. Check the status column that I have down here. It is a year ago. Give me the corresponding volume. Are you with me? Give me the corresponding volume. Then it's going to come here and put 10 million here. And if it is null, put 0. But obviously it's going to give me, so, and call it what? A year ago. So the column name here is going to be a year ago. So in this case, I won't have what we call status column again. So I'll have customer ID, then the volume of transaction that person made a year ago in a separate column, then the volume of the transaction that customer made in current month, called current month. So in this case, I'm going to have 30,000. So in the case whereby that person's current year blah 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 is null, it's going to put as 0. But I don't see a scenario whereby transaction volume for someone is going to be null. Let me see. Is there going to be a case? Is there going to be a case like that? The code status. Okay, what's just going to do is that, okay, for a particular customer, so for a particular customer, if the volume does not exist for current month, what I'm going to have, let's say 011, the person transacted a year ago, let's say 1 million, or let's say 1 million. And in this particular table, the person has not transacted in current month. So this case is going to be 0. But I don't really see reason why the person is putting some here, but anyways. it's well and good. It's still going to be achieve the same result. So then what's going to happen? So after this statement, whenever you use sum, you usually use a goodbye clause with it. So the goodbye clause that follows this select statement is the goodbye clause you are seeing here, cost ID, which is this cost ID. Are you with me?
Oh, okay.
So now after this whole select to this place, you have this kind of table that you are seeing on my screen here. You have this kind of table like this. Now coming back to the last statement, this one is not saying select cost ID. So case when a year ago, that is particular column, is greater than 0 and current month is equal to 0, then stop pass. So what this one is saying is that if the sum of transaction volume of the person a year ago is greater than 0, that is that person has transacted in one way or the other, maybe it's even once a year ago, and in the current month, so in 30 days or 31 days, the person did not transact, let's call him stoppers. The second case statement is saying that when a year ago is 0 and current month is greater than 0, then we say new users. So that one is logically means that the person has not transacted a year ago. Are you seeing? But the person has transacted in the last 30 or 31 days. You can call that person new user. That person might not necessarily be a new user, but logically is a new user. Reason being is that why? Because I might register an account now. Then maybe for 1 year I make transaction. But maybe because I got a new card, I registered, maybe I registered a new bank and I like the offers those banks are giving me. So I stop using that particular bank. Just like you bought two SIM and we bought one SIM MTN. At that time MTN was on channel. We started doing stuff with MTN for a year, and Etala just came with one offer, and maybe you are using the phone you are using is just one SIM, and you just switch I think it's Etala that is getting now. You start using Etala for like a year, and when Etala don fuck up, maybe MTN don dey channel back again, you put in MTN, shey you get? So you start using MTN for a month. So in that case, if that person categorized as new user, new user might not necessarily mean just register the account, just like person is new for a year, yeah, it's not transacted, but it's transacting now. Shey you get? So that's just the logic behind this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this one is not saying when a year ago is less than current month, then drop pass. Why are we saying this? If your transaction volume a year ago is less than your current month, then there's something wrong. Maybe in a year ago, I did like just 30 transactions and then 30,000 within 365 days, and my current month in just 31 days or 30 days, I made like 100,000 transactions. So it means that I'm a dropper. Does this even make sense? Does this is not really it's not really making sense to me. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, this thing is something. There's something fishy about this. There's something. am I having some kind of between these goers and droppers of the team? Are you seeing what I'm seeing at all?
About the dropper, right?
Hmm?
Is it about the dropper?
Yeah, the droppers and the goers.
Doesn't it like they change it for each other?
It's kind of contradicting because why are
Yeah.
you telling that my transaction a year ago? Maybe I should just check up on this
I
guy.
think I think the driver should be the goer.
Because we are saying that my transaction volume
A year ago.
a year ago we are considering like 12 months here, and we are saying that if it is less than
The current month.
current month,
That means the goer now.
then I'm a dropper. So let's look at this illustration on my table here. So if I'm saying that, now let's go back to the goers. If I'm saying that this guy is greater than this guy, it means I'm a goer, and if this is less than my current month, I'm a dropper. It doesn't really make sense to me. It doesn't really make sense to me. Oh, dropper. I think there's something. Mm, it's CX. Okay, I think the misconception is coming from this CX amount. Are you with me?
Yes,
Are
I
you
would
with me?
say.
Yes, answer. Uh, it's let me see. Let me think about it again. Installation, transaction. Up, 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 up. Uh, uh, I don't really get this concept behind this two here. Yes. I'm not really getting the logic. I'm not really getting the logic behind this. These two here. These two. These two. These two. Okay, let's even say this guy is telling us that is the number of transaction, the number of times you make transaction. Say not maybe maybe not the volume, maybe not the value of the transaction, maybe it's not in the value, like it's just the count. Maybe I transferred to someone now. Okay, I bought airtime today, So it's just like I made this transaction. So maybe that's what this one is talking about, just the count in that regard. So if that's the case, if that's the case, then even at that, if I should come here, if the number of transactions I made a year ago is less than the number of transactions I made this month, does this still mean I'm a dropper? I think these two has been is so 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 you have this these two case statements. If I have any clarification on that, but I think there's something fishy about it. So else, call it flat. Call it flat. So you have like five categories there. This
What's the flat one?
that will consider that will consider another case entirely. That will be a year ago is equals to 0 and current month is equals to 0. That's the only scenario is going to consider. Or when this guy is equal, because this flat, it can be two ways. It can be whether a year ago is 0 and current month is 0, or a year ago is equals to current month. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So at that particular point, it's still assuming equality, so it's flat. So I think you understand the concept of this script now at this point.
Yes, yes. Thanks.
Okay. So I think I really don't have much time yet again, but we can still talk about drip. So let me just open drip. Okay. So here you have this guy. It's kind of a bit long. The long one. It's a long one. I hope you're able to digest this.
I hope so.
So let me enlarge it. So again, we start from bottom up. So from this one to this place, this one is going to start from here and going to end. So let me start from here. This one is going to start from here and going to end here. You can see from here to this place. So what's happening between this place and this place? We need the customer ID. We need the sum of TS counts. So you can see that here is TS count, that one is TX amount. So it's different, two different things entirely. TS count is the number of transactions. TS amount is the volume of the transaction, like
Volume.
the amount. Exactly. So I need customer ID. I need the sum of TS counts. So this is going to give me the customer ID and the corresponding number of times the person made transaction from this particular table, where what I want to convert the date to char in this format and equals to char, say add month. Oh god. So so this is add month, then into brackets truncate sys date. That is, sys date is the current system date. Subtract from one from it, that is so this one is saying, okay, convert to char. Truncate sys dates. I'm using add month in this case. If you look at this add month, the argument starts from here and it ends here. Are you with me?
Yes.
So truncate sys dates is in date time format. So it's going to give me the date and I'm using the add month, I'm putting date and minus 1. It means subtract 1 month from this particular date. Are you with me? So if it's as at June, so I want to give me July, then convert it to a character format in this year. That is, if it is okay, let's say year 1994, then it's going to give you 1994. If it is June, then 06. So whenever whenever the tx date is equals to this format, so it's equals to a particular format. So if I just need for probably 2020 and June 2020. So whenever this condition is exists, give me the customer ID and the transaction count of that particular customer, group by customer ID. So this is going to give you the customer ID for a particular customer and the volume of transaction as at a month ago. Do you understand?
I take the from the way again.
See, this one is saying, okay, select customer ID text, some text count volume, where to char is equals to char text date is equals to char of add month truncate 6 dates. Truncate 6 dates is going to give you the date, the exact date, not date time. It's going to remove the time format, give you the date. Then add month, I'm putting the date, comma minus 1. So it's going to give you as at last month. It's going to subtract 1 month from that particular month, from the current month that we are, because we're using 6 dates. So if you are in June, this is going to give you as at May. So the date as at May, but format it in this form: year, there's y, So this 4y means the normal 4 date format for a year. That's say 1994. Then is going to give you, like, if it is June, 06. So whenever I also want to convert the transaction date in this table, in this format. So whenever this is equals to this, so that's for maybe the current time I ran this is June. So it's going to give me wherever the date is as at May. So wherever it's at as May, corresponding to this condition here, give me the customer ID and the transaction volume for each customer. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I know it's looking like you don't understand, but whenever we see, shall we talk about it. So again, so this is the first select statement here. Then this one is selected from this guy. So this one is now saying, okay, give me the cost ID from this guy, and did you select another thing? Okay, give me the cost ID and the volume. You know, this is the volume. So I want to call it current val. So I want to call it current val. Then okay, this one starts from here and ends here. I don't know why this guy have to do this again, because it's just like you are doing the same thing. You are selecting what's already here. You are selecting it again. Okay. So you just selected the columns that have your cost ID and volume, and change the volume to CUR underscore bar at its current value. So so it gave it an alias, say PB. Now we now have another select up here. So let me see, where is this one going to start from? I'm going to start from here to this place. So first of all, let's start from this one that is inside, this one that ends here. So what's this one saying? It's saying select customer ID, select TX count, what is the volume of transaction, Then also select to char tx date. I want to convert it to this format, call it month. From this particular table, this same table that we are selecting from this guy. Then where date between 1st of January 2019 and 31st of May 2020, that's the duration of what? I don't know. That's a year and
5 months.
5. So so then go by customer ID and that particular date. Go by customer ID and date. So so it means that so after it has done that, then we want to do another select on top of it. So from this select statement that is here, give me the cost ID, which is this guy. Then give me the maximum volume as per each day. You know, it's going to do it as per day. So give me the maximum volume. So I want to get the maximum volume that a customer did. So in between this period, are you with me? Then I want to go by customer ID. So it means that for a period of 1 year and 1 month, give me the maximum volume. Okay, what is the maximum volume of transaction this guy made? So after I've done this, I will now left join I will now left outer join from what I selected here with, let me see. Okay, I don't think the left join is going to, we're going to start the left join now. The left join is not now. So there's still a statement up before we do the left join. So before the left join, I'm going to do another select again. So inside this one now, we're now selecting, okay, select cost ID, which is selected from this guy here also. Now, case when maximum value as the maximum value someone made is equals to 1, then put it as poor. So what are we saying? We are saying that if the maximum number of transactions you made for this particular period, you know, it's grouping by, you are grouping by, let me see again. You know, this select statement is speaking from this one here. It's speaking from this one here, and this one is doing a group by date. So it's going to be by each day, as per each day. So the maximum volume here too is like as per a day. So what this one is now, this case statement is now saying that if your maximum value as per each day is 1 between a year and 5 months, that's 17 months, then consider it as 4. So it means for a period of 17 months, it can be worse that, okay, for a day, for each day in 17 months, the maximum you have done is 1. So it means that, let's say for example me, since the beginning of this year to this day, in a day, the maximum transaction I've done is just 1 transaction. I cannot do 2 transactions. It's just if I transfer for you today, if I make the transaction between you and me and you today, if anybody say I should send you money, I will not send. It means I can only do 1 transaction back. So if the maximum value person has ever did between 17 months is 1, consider as 4. Now if the maximum value the person has ever did is between 2 and 5, consider as irregular. If the maximum value is between 6 and 10, consider it as regular. So if the person's maximum value, so maybe between 17 months, someone has made like between 6 to 10 transactions in a day before, so consider it as regular. So if someone else's own is 11 and 20 transactions, consider it as frequent. If it's greater than 20, consider it as daily. There's no else statement here. So end as maximum band. So you have 2 columns here, cost ID and max band. Now let me see where this particular select statement ends. Okay, this one Okay, this one ends here. Now it means that this is the space we are doing the left join. So this particular select statement is now doing a left join on this one. So it's left joining this select with this on what? Cost ID is equal to bb.cost ID. That's why you're using bb.cost ID. You know this particular select is the one that we are aliased as bb. So okay, whenever the cost ID here is the same thing as the cost ID in this particular one. And what are we getting from this guy? The cost ID and the current value. This one is what? This one is as per a month. That is the current value of transaction the person made in last month. So okay, it means that I need the customer ID, a max band to show the maximum transaction someone has made in 17 months, giving it all this information. Then okay, I also need the current value, that is the volume of transaction that person has made in just last month. So it means that I should be able to tell, do a like compare and contrast. If the person is irregular, I will match it with the current volume of transaction that person made last month, even though that this one is picking as at 17 months and the last time is 31st of May, but I don't know the current date of this person as at this time. So I'm just trying to match, okay, is this person a poor user, regular, and what is the current volume of transaction as at last month. So after we've done this place to this point, then we now have another select here. This one now say, okay, select distinct cost ID, max band, comma, current band. Which one is current band again? What did we call? Where is current band coming into place? Oh, there's a current band. Okay, there's a current band here. We didn't talk about this, sorry. There's a current band there. Now, and there's another case statement. This one is saying case when current val. Where do we have current val? Okay, current val is speaking from here. Yes. So when current val is equal to 1, okay, as at last month, if your current value of transaction consider it as 4, the same logic here. But if at last month it is greater than 20, consider it as what? Daily. Else new user. So it means if your current value of the current volume of transactions that last month is like 0, in this case it's going to be 0, then consider as like the person just registered or something like that. So M into left join means, so this guy is going to left join on this guy, so I'll be able to see the customer ID of that person, the max band, the current band, that is as at last month. What category can I categorize this particular user? And they are going to have this one is going to appear to, it's going to be the same thing anyways. So and sorry, this guy, and the current volume of transaction the person made as at last month. So this that select is now saying, okay, select cost ID, max band, and what? Current band from this. So the essence of doing this left join is that so that I can use this current val to group this guy, because I can only use current val if I can join into this particular table here, because I was trying to see whether what's the essence if I'm not selecting current val in this particular last select statement. So what is going to encompass in this table is the customer ID, the maximum band, what type of user is that person within the last 17 months, the maximum transaction the person has made each day for the last 17 months, and the current band, okay, as at last month, how can you categorize the user? Is he poor, regular, frequent, and daily. And this is going to do the job for you. This is going to do the job for you. So even these things, I don't think it's necessary. Upon all the good by wey you don do, these things is not necessary. So that's deep analysis for you, and quite interesting. Quite interesting. I hope you understand.
Yes,
Yes. But if you still need more clarification, we are going to see now. We are going to see now. So if you need more clarification, I can.
that
Yeah,
will be better actually.
yeah. So I think today might be our final class, or maybe perhaps one thing to show us. Maybe we can talk about next week Saturday, but today might be our final class. All right, all
All
right.
right, thanks so much, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you. See you on Monday.
All right, thank
All
you.
right.